tankiest, shieldiest meta I've ever seen in Smite.
Allies man minute for
Guaranteed.
only one, for abilities like Raheel.
The tankiest, highest damage with no damage, shieldiest meta I've ever seen.
See how long it takes for us to get to 100k?
That one's for me. But it really creates these.
Wait, so won't Sylvanas drop like 4 flowers?
You've got someone like a Baron.
Does not stack, new shield refreshes duration, flowers last 7
Your
seconds.
ally gets healed, and then a flower drops, and you're like, get the flower, get the flower. Man, we just played that. I mean, literally, the whole comms were just, don't forget your flowers, don't forget your flowers. And it's
Dude.
It creates this new, it just creates this really.
It's like they only pop up when I'm not even paying attention.
It has been a really, really fun game.
Well, you coming back?
Like I said, you can see these flowers with the enemy, you know where they are, and you can try and play around those. But we feel like that this is going to be a really fun and exciting way to make the battlefield feel more alive and more unique with each.
I'm scared of this pack.
And it's not just when you heal an ally.
Because I think supports and warriors and guardians are going to be fucking nuts.
For an old pass that I've been.
And even like mages that are kind of tankier, Jean-Claude Hades, they're going to be nuts.
You actually do not get a flower to yourself. So if you're
Correct.
pressing green, you're not getting
There's a lot of potential builds coming out of this, bro.
Yeah, you get a bunch of flowers.
I'm wondering if we're going to enter a Smite meta where multiple builds are actually meta.
Dude, can I get something? Fuck! How did I miss all those?
Oh my god, we have some more
Deacon has a strict subscribe or be okay with suffering? No. I have a strict I'm running ads to make money, bitch. So either shut the fuck up and deal with the ads or subscribe. I got bills to pay. You're crying.
Yeah, so just before we get into the details, I think it's good to go over why we decided to do this. Do this really fast. Like I said, Lonos in particular is unbelievably popular.
What the fuck?
Support, I mean, historically, Cat Fenrir supported really.
New starters?
And now we're all running away from it.
Oh no, dude.
We think that our players have made it very clear that they love flexing their class, doing something a little bit different outside the norm. And we think that our players.
Dude, how am I not getting these? I guess I'm too slow, bro.
If a player wants to play a mage support, they want to play a mage support from level 1, not once they get Lonos mask a little bit later on. And the way that the masks were also working, just being all at once after you buy it, you kind of go from like dealing a little bit of damage and being kind of tanky to dealing no damage and being super tanky all at once. And that steep drop off, and the opposite being critical right. That steep drop off doesn't feel very good or intuitive to play as or against. And it also creates, a big barrier to entry for our players who are just starting to figure out what they want to do, their identity as a player, how they want to build. Do you build Lonos Mask second or third?
Bro, the Pro League's about to explode off of these builds.
To try and balance. So
Implode.
by making the starter items, we get to have you play as your class flex from minute 1, and we're introducing per level scaling on the effect in order to make that curve of losing damage and gaining tankiness in Lono's case, or gaining damage and.
Okay, show us the items, bro. You're just talking.
And much more natural throughout the game. So we think that this is definitely, the masks are spicy by default. Those are, they are going to.
There's going to be some build variety. I don't know if it's going to be crazy or if it's going to be like 2 things for whatever you're doing, like 2 builds for what you're doing. I don't know. This shit just seems nuts.
And it's more clear than their real
Let's start off with Protector's Mask. So, Protector's Mask is going to be a starter item, only purchasable by mages, assassins, and hunters, just like the traditional mask. Going to be giving health and mana as a stat. But the passive, like you said earlier, that tankiness,
That's a lot of HP.
Decreased damage is going to scale over time. So it's going to be a little bit more level.
Yeah, so you get a little bit of base damage reduction on dealt and taken, but you get a little bit more each time you level up. So it feels very natural. As a guardian, you get tankier as you level up, more so than a mage does. So this kind of replaces that per level stat, but at the cost of giving you power. And also, we felt like if we gave you all the damage reduction,
it's literally Lonos. It just starts at level 1.
you want to be able to leverage the increased fight potential clear when you're playing one of those in support. That if you were just trying to do a Guardian's job but better, most kids aren't going to do that very well. So we felt like this.
Isn't this Lonos right now without a passive? Or I guess that is, or without an upgrade?
And then have it fall off.
What the fuck is the upgrade? Got Guardians.
We also wanted to add in an additional passive to kind of really let you play the role. So these starter items are also going to have an additional passive that's kind of in line with, you know, a traditional support starter item.
Yeah, Lermy, you want to cover that part of it?
Yes, basically this works very similar to how the normal support items do, where if you're near your allies and you're getting assists, and you'll get some heals for that, you'll get some gold for that, so it works very similarly to what you're used to right now, what you typically would build on your sets or whatever else is going in the support role right now. So it'll feel very familiar and very at home. And really the only thing that's new is that big change to how you scale over time, which honestly has felt so natural and so cool to be able to like feel that change over time. Like yes, I do start to have that advantage as up and rare East. That was my nice early pressure, but I don't really sacrifice that late game anymore to where I am super squishy until I buy Lonos. Well, now I already have it.
Exactly. And these passives, both for protectors and fighters, the starter versions, those are just established passives that we felt like were successful and good, that there's enough going on in this item already. You know, we don't need you to have to learn a whole new way to farm as a support. So this is really just taking Sentinel's passive, which is very straightforward, easy to understand, and combining it with this mask.
Exactly.
Alright, let's talk about the upgrade. Lonos mask.
The fun part.
This is the fun part. Yeah, this is the fun part.
This is the new stuff where the new
Yes.
stuff comes. Talk to me about this new passive that's going to be powers.
What? Yeah, so the idea behind these upgrades, first of all, these starter items, they only have one upgrade. So they are different in that way, because the masks, they break rules, they're allowed. The way that, you know, we just discussed all the problems in the early to mid game.
What in the
In the
world?
late game, if you're building the way that Lonos wants,
They made this so difficult.
you don't even need the damage dealt reduction, because you're not going to be dealing any damage anyways, because you built full tank in order to leverage your item, your mask that you built. So the idea here is that because these are level and that you can't upgrade them right away, we can make sure that you're checking the boxes that you should be checking when building these items.
This passive is,
If you build the
you're
way
going
you
tanky,
want
bro.
you get to cleanse your so
And it's giving you even more aura defense.
cowardice and bravery are the two stat mechanics. So you get a bunch of, you'll notice that there's no damage taken reduction or damage dealt reduction on the base. It's all handled on as passive. And if you build enough protections, every time you build enough, you remove a stack of cowardice, you gain a stack of strength. And all of your damage dealt reduction is on cowardice. So if you have enough protection from your items, aka you build full tank, which is what you need to do in order to remove all of the stacks, then you get to earn your base damage back. Because at level 15, 17, 19, 20, having an E-set that's built no power and deal base damage to you isn't going to actually do that much, but it'll feel so much better and feel so much more impactful for the players actually getting a chance to use these masks. And, but by putting it behind this mechanic, you know, we're watching it. You got to do it the right way. This way we can make sure that there aren't those abuse cases where you build a little hybrid, all of a sudden you're super tanky and you're taking that damage. You know, this way you have to full commit to I am building pure tank. And
from executive producer Peyton Manning comes a new game show where the only way to win is to keep it together.
You're gonna be nuts.
burn back.
Don't forget that item that does percent health damage off of CC. This is insane.
So you're keeping that in mind if you are picking up Lonos, that you could sprinkle in a damage item or two in there, you Chronos pen if you
Bro, this meta is about to be so tanky.
You can do that. You know, you can. You'll just keep it set to cowardice. You'll decrease your output, but you'll still gain some of your mitigation and protections for your it's very simple for players of all skill levels. Build the way that you feel like you should. If you want to build tank mage, and you'll get rewarded.
Awesome. Let's talk about the other mask, Fighter's Mask.
Yeah.
Only purchasable by Warriors and Guardians. Of course, like we talked about earlier, going to be smoothing out that curve.
With 10% CDR off the start?
Which year while dealing more damage.
What?
This item passive is actually, of course, like we talked about.
Trade-off that you're willing to make. So it's very simple for players of all skill levels. Build the way that you feel like you should. If you want to build tank mage,
Of course, like we talked about earlier, going to be smoothing out that curve.
With 10% CDR off the start?
Which year while dealing more damage.
What?
This item passive is actually referring to some MP5 and also gives you damage to your abilities to minions.
yeah, this is just the same, just like protectors with Central Gift. Making sure that you have a clean, easy to understand, successful citizen is already proven. This is Sands of Time brought over. This is the type of passage that you want on a warrior that's trying to lane, or a guardian that's trying to lane as a damage dealer. You're going to need some MP5, you're going to need a little bit of extra damage to clear. This way you actually get to compete.
Alright, so let's talk about the upgrades. Round Dismissal. This one is going to have a new passive.
Yeah,
Another spicy one,
Same-
but kind of
same
in line
exact
with what we did with Lona.
exactly. It's a lot of words that all say do what you're supposed to, and it'll feel really good. Because it's the exact same thing, you know.
It's still going to be the bonus damage and you take more damage.
When you get to 6 items, and if I'm full damage on, which I am, I'm getting one shot by everything. No matter this damage increase, just makes it impossible to feel good with the build. You know, a full damage, Sunroof off, 6 items, pure maces, you know, Heart Seeker, the whole 9 yards.
Rangers didn't have CDR before, right?
But with the damage increase on Rangdas as it was, if you basic attack, you lost a third of his HP. And it just made that risk reward not really feel like it was there. With Rangdas, again, if you build enough damage, you build enough power from your items, you will cleanse your debuff of damage taken. So if you build enough power, you will increase your damage dealt, and you'll get a little bit of extra movement speed to help you with your survivability, and you'll earn your
Wait, what?
back. And that sounds a little bit scarier, I imagine, for the majority of our
Hold on.
base. But
Getting high physical power, but it's going to be hard, right?
theme is I one-shot you, you one-shot me.
Are you ever going to have enough strength to get rid of all 5 stacks or gain all 5 stacks?
Thoth won me 3 times. I was like 20%.
You're out of there. Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, what was it? Thoth mid versus
Yeah.
chalk mid? It was a
Versus
great
Chalkman.
time.
Shout out F1. Yeah, it was so much fun, and it just felt so much more smooth and natural. Because right as you're getting to level 20, you're like, man, I'm doing a lot of damage, but I'm taking so much extra damage. It's really hard to play in these team fights. Then you get Rangdas. As long as you build enough power, you get your base defense back, and so you're still taking a lot of damage from damage classes. But like tanks can't solo you. For
Wait, when you upgrade this, you no longer have the increased damage taken? It just replaces that whole passive?
I think that
Holy shit.
In that example, I was playing chalk mid. I built a shield and reroll because Smith gotta go fast.
Holy shit. So you go from taking a fuck ton of damage to taking no extra damage and just pumping? Holy shit.
Very fair too. Like we were trading back and forth. It was not one-sided at all. Like I felt as a normal mage that I could still compete with that. Like it just makes more things viable, which I think is really, really cool to see. I mean, especially big shouts to Pagon and Benny Q doing some innovative stuff in the SPL.
Yeah.
This is just another way for more people to go and try that and have success with it.
Yeah, on mid, coming to a game near you, man. It is a blast.
Yeah, well, that wraps it up for kind of all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about clips, new item tree, new starters in the mask. Let's talk about some, traditional item balance and
Run of the mill, huh?
That item is only for Warriors and Guardians.
And kind of quickly go through Brawler's Beat Stick, not talking about Divine Ruin, and Toxic Blade.
Of course, Rich.
All getting a decreased anti-heal debuff duration.
They're just matching that with that change they announced.
Let's go to the very beginning of the show. This just makes sure that you're only being anti-heal spot. Anti-heal item, playing Smite recently, you've seen how strong this is, and how many different gods and classes and roles and builds will skip their starter item just to get the bonus hammer later on. we noticed that as well, and especially with things like Sphinx's Bobble and this cooldown, increase, we were very wary of how strong the cooldown reduction can be on Bumba's Hammer, and we wanted to just give it a little bit of a shift. So it's keeping its identity. It's still going to be cooldown based. It's still going to give you procs every single in between every single ability if you use it, but we're just removing a little bit of its strength for the tanky characters in particular, because we've also seen how popular the Warrior Jungle has been at the FPL level.
They're gonna change the base stats? The damage? Yes!
Step one.
Let's go!
Its passive or its stats are getting changed.
It's OP again for the junglers, boys! Our late game's gonna be correct.
It is gaining power, so it's gaining 50 physical power and 70 mastery power. This is gonna help everybody who's building.
I don't care about losing 10% CDR.
Full damage builds are gonna be able to
It never had pen.
It still has a little bit of health.
Right? It never had pen? Wait, did it have pen? No, it didn't have pen.
But the real change is in the passive. So the passive was giving you 80 true damage, a second off of all of your active cooldowns, and a 5% max.
It's a fat-ass heal.
So that it's still good. 120 health is about where 5% of an assassin's HP was.
Yeah, it's so fat a heal.
But for warriors, it's going to be significantly worse than it used to be. And we're changing the...
Yeah, I was overcapping CDR with Bumbas in my builds.
So, these abuse cases where you can use your ultimate to start a fight, go into the jungle...
Holy shit.
Come back, ult again 20 seconds later.
Everyone's still gonna be so tanky is what I'm worried about, though. Fuck.
It's fun for them. Not really. And so we just felt like this was important with how much more CDR is going to be in the game, potentially with Sphinx's Bobble and things like that, that we take some time to address.
Yeah, with that change,
I
though,
still expect Bumba's Hammer to be pretty good.
it is gonna be harder to hit 60% CDR. Transcendent? I guess it's not. If you go Jotuns, Hydras, and Arendite, and Sphinx's Bobble, and Bumba's Hammer, you have full CDR, and you go Heartseeker. If you wanted to do that.
We have been noticing that some of the Heart Warrior splits have been kind of left in the dirt because we don't want to love these passes because they can be a lot of fun. But, maybe fitting Heart Warrior into your build is a little bit difficult nowadays. This should maybe give you a little bit more of an incentive to go for it, especially because
Talk about other threats.
Yeah, just like Lomi said, wanted to give Amulet a little bit of a boost. That's one of the lesser purchase splits, so we wanted to just try and bump that up a little bit. I feel like Silence is the Amulet. Kind of know how to use it. I think that having it up more often, it's a free CC. You can add it into your kit. Never bad. So I think Silence is going to be a lot more attractive.
I agree.
Well, speaking of sports and talking about Heartwood Amulet, let's talk about support starter items.
So cool.
This is a good change here. All support starter items can now be upgraded at level 15. Talk to me a little bit about what we've been seeing in support items.
Yeah, so we've been, keeping a close eye on all levels of play, right? But especially when it comes to, when players come to us and say, well, I'm so much farther behind than the rest of my team as a support. I don't really even get to my upgrades a lot of the time in some of these games. So we want you guys to feel like you still can get to that point. So even though you still have that little bit of restriction of yes, I am the support against
You go Animosity at level 15.
Now it's going to be a little bit easier for you to get.
That's fucking stupid.
Further, with someone's
That is fucking stupid, dude.
Playing around though has been so much better now that you can get it a little bit earlier, and that also ties back into our conquest change a little bit earlier with that extra XP for the person furthest behind. Typically, is the support.
Right. Yeah, I think that you're going to see a lot of support focused buffs, particularly in itemization here.
Yes.
And that's obviously we see all the noise on Twitter, but the most important thing is that it's backed up by us. It's always the balance of community perception and what the players are feeling versus data at the same time. And this is an instance where those two things came together pretty cleanly. And so that's why you're going to see a lot of shifts towards buffing supports in that direction.
Oh yeah, all those masks you're probably not going to upgrade early though. You won't have enough stats.
I swear. But yeah, the support starters in general, we saw a lot of games ending where supports were 15. One of the most fun things you can do is play with these brand new support upgrades. They're so good. Right. We want everybody to get a chance.
support starter items. Talk about Sentinel's Gift, going to be increasing the bonus gold on that.
Yep, it was falling behind a little bit in comparison to Benevolence. The pickup rate, win rate, all that kind of stuff. So just putting a little bit of extra gold in particular on Sentinels, and then again, the upgrade that we'll talk about in a second. Been talking to...
I honestly don't know what got him except for the trial shit. There's so much stuff.
Those upgrades, so trying to bring those.
Sentinel's Brace, we're going to be adding Sentinel